What is up, guys? Alex from Lakey Wargames here, and welcome to today's painting showcase video. Today we're going to be showing off Krell, the Lord of Undeath, more commonly known as just a Wight King these days, but is also probably the model that saved me from my hobby absence. We'll go more into that later on. Hey guys, just jumping in with a quick little after edit middle of doing this kind of thing. This showcase video is pretty long, and that's because I was talking about what I like about this model and how this model got me back into hobby, and I was recording that for about 6 minutes. So I thought I'd just quickly chuck something in here that in the timestamps below I'm going to leave the time, so if you guys just want to actually see the model in all its glory, then you can skip ahead to that bit, and if not, then the next sort of 5 minutes or so isn't actually the showcase part, but it's me just talking about why this model's really, really cool and how it helped me along with my hobby. So I just thought I'd throw this little section in here. So timestamp down below if you want to fast forward to the showcase itself. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in 2 seconds in the rest of the video. Okay, so here we are, Krell, the Lord of Undeath. Boy, oh boy, is this a fantastic model, and I am so glad I picked one up before they disappeared, because this model is just truly awesome. Like, it's just, for me, it just, kind of epitomizes like a death general. Like, he looks badass, he just looks like he means business. He's there with the giant, two-handed axe, the big helmet with the horn, with the horns. He's got the feathered bits coming out the top. His arm plates are just really cool. He's got the big skulls on there. He's got the trophy rack on his back, and it just so much detail. Even just little bits like the bottom hand on the axe. He's got the metal from the back of his hand. So it's like missing, like it's been ripped off, decayed, and like there's just so much detail in the armor and the model itself. He just truly looks like a champion of death. And this is one of those models that I've wanted to paint for a very long time. I remember it being a model, when I was a lot younger. I wasn't really into fantasy. I was playing a lot more 40k when I was younger. You don't really appreciate the hobby so much, when you're pre-teens, early teens kind of age. You just, well, for me anyway. I mean, there are probably kids out there these days that are well above and beyond what I was capable at that age. But like, I was just interested in buying Space Marines, throwing them on the table, and blasting aliens away. But that was me. But this model just, it's one of those, I always appreciate it. You just look at it and you think that's just a really well sculpted, all together model. And I always wanted to paint one, always wanted to get one. So I'm so glad that I got one. I don't know, I probably picked this guy up about a year and a half ago, and he just sat in my sort of hobby pile of shame for so long, and here he is, brought out in all his glory. Finally painted one, and now they're gone. I'm pretty sure this model's been taken off the web store, because obviously as a character in the story and stuff, he doesn't really exist anymore. We've just had Soulblight Gravelords come out, and yeah, I think he just turned him into a generic character, and I don't think generic Wight Kings can even take the two-handed axe option anymore. So it's a very, very cool model, and as I mentioned, just slightly touched on it in the intro, is probably the model that's got me back into the hobby. Over here in the UK, the lockdown, we've had it for a very, very long time, and I've been off work for about 11 months, and I did zero hobbying the whole time. Just awful, awful run of just no motivation, because I myself personally, I love painting. I really enjoy the building and painting aspect, but for me, it leads to that goal of putting it on the game table, and throwing around the dice and having a good time. And that's the goal for the hobby for me, like, meeting people, having those experiences and everything that comes with it. But the actual hobby side of it is just kind of part of the journey, means to an end, getting to the table. And with everything being closed and kind of just cut off, and everyone's away from everyone, and there's no games, there's no clubs, there's no nothing, there was no motivation for me to actually sit down and do my hobby. But towards the end of the lockdowns and stuff, I was like, okay, well, it's been a very long time. I feel like I can't be bothered at this point to do anything, but it's been so long. I need something, but like everything in my to-do pile, I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't want to do that. I'm not feeling it. You know, either the model's like too big and it's a big like monster like a dragon, or you know they're just small infantry units, and I was like, I don't want to paint all of those. I haven't got like a list or anything I want to paint towards. And then you know every time the lockdown thing came to an end, it was like, nope, here's another one. You staying indoors even longer, and I was just like, oh man, come on, like give me a break. And I just remember one day I just pulled. I've got Krell and I've got Heimler as well, and the Necromancer guy that goes with him. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna paint them. I was like, no means to an end. Not starting an army with them. Although that did eventually, as I got like halfway through with Krell, I was like, actually, I was like, I can make a Legions and a Gash army around this guy, and it's going to be very, very cool. Um, obviously, Legions is now gone, and this model is now no longer got a unit profile for it, so that kind of fell apart. But you know, just picking up this model and painting it is just, yeah, just drove me back into the hobby. So I'm very, very grateful. Really, really enjoyed this model, and the base that I've done for it, I've done the custom cork base. That's literally just cork mat with some skulls and some grass put on there. I've used some of the technical mud to make that little rim, and then I've just used the blood for the blood god in to make a little pool for the little blood pool that goes in there. Um, and you know, this base is now going to be the basis for my death armies in the future. We guys are going into the guys of you that are following the Let's Build Nighaunt series. These are going to be the bases that are going to go on all my death models, so all my death range now matches. So I'm, you know, glad I did this guy because now it's motivated me to do that in future. So everything's got that kind of unifying feel to it. And if you guys are interested in a tutorial, maybe to make these bases, just let me know in the comments below, and I will make one for you. But it's just simply just, you know, cork base, dry brush some colours up, stick the grass on, stick the skulls on, stick the blood on. Done. But I very, very much enjoyed this model. I think it's just such a badass model, and you know, I'm glad that I've got one now. He goes and sits in my cabinet. Very proud, very in there, and I just really, really, really enjoyed doing this model. So I'm going to leave you guys in peace now. I've been talking for way too long for a showcase video. I'm going to leave you guys with a video showing this guy around. I'm going to put some pictures on there. And if you want to see any more of the good stuff, then the pictures for this guy are all available on my Facebook page. If you guys want to, you know, go and get some for any sort of motivation or anything like that to do something of your own. Or if you want to know how I did any of this, just hit me up in the comments below and I will respond with answering the question that you may have. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I hope you really enjoy this showcase video, and I will speak to you soon.